What's going on, guys? Exhaust Power here. I got some tail light gaskets for both of the preludes, the 5th gen and the 4th gen. Now, I was on eBay just looking around, and I did want to get tail light gaskets for the 5th gen. Then I bumped into these, like thicker material. It's like a thicker foam material. So I was like, why not? Why not pick this up? Seeing they had 4th gen ones as well, so why not pick the 4th gen ones up? So these run about $33 for a pair, right, left side. They're kind of universal. You can flip them. You know, the back side is exactly the same as the front side. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and install these. I do want to test out and verify that my gaskets are leaking because I do get some water in the trunk. So that's my guess is the tail light gaskets are leaking. That's usually the common thing for the preludes. So I'll go ahead and install these. I may run a test with with a water bottle, just running water through there and just watching where the water goes. Then installing these and checking and verifying that these also work. So in the next clip, we'll be working on the preludes. So 4th gen trunk. Don't mind the dirtiness. Alright, I gotta clean it. But she already has standing water in there, so there's definitely a leak. That part over there looks a little bit saturated. It's hard to tell on camera, but that corner looks saturated. So I'm gonna guess water is coming in from there. I'm gonna go ahead and pour it and see if I can find out where it's coming from. So I can't see exactly where it's coming from. Let me pull back this liner and see. Yeah, she's getting water in there somehow. And that looks like a decent amount too. I'm gonna go ahead and put the seal on the gaskets, and I'm gonna have to drain this, get rid of all this water, and I'll be able to actually tell if the tail lights are making a difference or not. Get my wet vac or something. And on second thought, you know what? That tube down there, that tube that you see down there, I'm pretty sure this hose is supposed to go in there. That's probably from the sunroof drain, I'm guessing. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in there, and that's possibly the reason I'm getting water back there, most likely. It's pulling away a little bit, so I'm going to have to figure out a way to tie it down pretty good. Alright, so you have three Yeah, I think 4 actually. Yeah, 4 nuts to take off on each tail light, and they're 8 millimeter. You'll need a deep 8 millimeter, or you'll need a ratchet wrench 8 millimeter, and that'll take the tail light right out. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take the old gasket off and apply the new gasket. Clean up the mating area, just so it'll seal correctly. It doesn't really look like water was getting past it, so maybe a little bit. New gasket in, and when you take the old one out, you want to put it in similarly. You want to put the arrows in first, then the rest of the gasket, lining up the holes and making sure the holes are lined up so you don't stretch it. And you just work your way around. Very simple. And also, I made sure to push around the studs there to get the gasket seated inside or around the base of the stud. It'll make sure everything is lined up correctly. So that drain tube keeps slipping out. I'm gonna have to find a rubber hose to go over it, and hopefully that'll help keep it in. It needs to be just a little bit longer. I think over time that plastic just shrinks up, so that's possibly why it's popped out like that. But I got the gaskets in. The old ones weren't too bad, but that's, one less thing I have to worry about, I guess. Go ahead and put the 5th gen ones in, and we'll go from there. Now we're in the 5th gen. Let's see what's underneath. And it looks wet in here. I don't know if this is condensation or if it's actual water getting in. There is a hole that should have a plug in there that does not have a plug in there. Next time I go to a junkyard, I need to find a plug for both gens actually. So yeah, there's moisture in there. I'm gonna try to run some water, see if I can see it coming out anywhere. You see that drain tube is actually connected on the 5th gen. So at least that's working on the 5th gen. Definitely see moisture in there. So water is getting in from somewhere. Go ahead and pour some water down here and see if I can find where it goes. Oops. Okay. Can't really see it coming through anywhere, but there's already standing water there, so it's pretty tough to see if it's pooling up or anything. The only test I would have to do is dry everything out, then see if it accumulates any water. Hey, actually I can see one detail. I can see watermarks. They may be dry, but I can see watermarks right under the tail light. Whereas I didn't see it on the 4th gen, at least. I don't remember seeing them on the 4th gen. I'll have to take a quick look again. But yeah, you can see those watermarks running down, so the gasket is definitely problematic. I just don't know if it's the only issue. Let's see. Doesn't seem to be leaking on the passenger side, only the driver's side. Peel that back better. Drain tube is in there, and there's no water, standing water that I can see. So it's definitely a taillight seal on the passenger or the driver's side. I'm gonna go ahead and change both of them, and I think, yeah, these are all 8mm. So you got six 8mm nuts to take off. A little more in depth than the 4th gen, I'll tell you that. So I just make sure I wipe down this area nice and okay. I'm not going to say nice and good because I got to clean it a little more than that. Make sure you wipe it down and make sure there's no debris there, so it'll make it a little better for sealing. How you doing? So I got the seals all in, and I forgot those small little holes that the pin, like that guide pin, goes through for the taillight. This one down here. Not a big deal, but I didn't get the one in the back. So I forgot to say, when you do decide to do this job, you will have to take out a lot of interior rivets. Luckily, those are all taken out for me, and for the 4th gen I'd taken them all out at one point in time, so I'll have to put them back in to clean up the trunk a little bit. But yeah, that's all. I'll have to give an update on if everything works in the future after doing the installation. Alright, that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I have a bunch of more videos in the future. So, see ya.